And here we have Fred Krueger in all his majestic glory. This would be the last Fred Krueger produced under the Cinema of Fear banner, as NECA reacquired the rights for both Fred Krueger and Jason Voorhees. This particular Freddy look is from Nightmare on Elm Street 4, where he donned a hospital garb to assault Alice's, the Dream Master's, boyfriend. Sculpting wise, I don't know what to really say about this figure. It's not terribly sculpted, it's actually very well sculpted, but my big deal is that it's just rather plain looking. Of all the incarnations of Freddy throughout the 7+ films, you would think they would give us something a little bit newer, something a little bit fresher, but instead they went with something that's kind of ho-hum. I personally would have liked to have seen a Super Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street 5 instead of Freddy in a tuxedo from the previous Cinema of Fear series, but you know, what can you do? Sculpting's basic. There's wrinkles throughout the garb. Everything there is supposed to be done. I do like the Freddy sweater showing through in the back. That's a nice little touch. But in terms of sculpting, there really isn't much I can say about it, you know. The face is covered. Very well done, though. I do, however, like the glove. These look like blades for cutting. These look like blades that can actually do some damage. And the sculpting on the glove's okay. Once again, there's some wear on the glove itself. And you can see the hand sculpted through. So from a sculpting standpoint, this guy is pretty solid. The garb is really nice. There's a lot of wash on it to give it a shaded look. So you have some light blue, some dark blue, some white, some wash, all throughout the garb. It really looks like a surgical gown. However, one thing that stood out to me was the painting on the hand. As you can see, it's just a normal human hand. There's no burns, there's no lacerations, there's nothing. It's just a regular hand, which is very awkward. I would think that if it were Freddy, because we have this one over here, that's definitely Freddy. This one here is kind of just bland and plain, which is very, very odd. Paint-wise on the face, it's the typical Freddy color palette. You know how it goes. All around the back. I do like that this guy is masked because it's just a nice little variety to the character instead of it just being the same type of Freddy over and over and over again. Paint on the legs, solid black on the shoes, solid black on the pants, and in some cases it looks like they bleed into each other. Like, it doesn't really look like he's wearing pants, like it looks like he's wearing one big piece. So paint wise on the leg, not that impressive. The glove is where most of the paint detail resides. As you can see, there's some wear on the glove, there's some nice copper tinge. Once again, there is some wear on the glove. It's not just a flat color. You can see that it's aged over the years. And one thing is that the paint on the palm of the hand, it doesn't, you could see it kind of looks like it's burned hand, but really it just looks pretty plain. It just looks like a sunburn. It doesn't look like a guy that's been burned alive. So weird things going on with the hands on this particular figure. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are ball hinged, so they go up like that. They're very tight, but you can get about that much going. Hinges on the elbows. Wrist goes up, down, turns. And this hand is on a ball joint, but you could kind of see, didn't do a very good job of putting it in there well. You could kind of see just it's not a wrist, it's just a rod of plastic, so you kind of have to just push it on there and pretend that you can't see it, but you could get like these jerky motions with it, so it's kind of weird. There's waist articulation, no articulation in the legs, no articulation in the ankles. Accessories, he comes with a head that isn't wearing the mask. He also comes with a pizza of souls. Yummy. And he comes with a surgical blade, and the paint on the surgical blade is kind of it just looks red. No crimson, no detailing, no shading whatsoever, just a flat color. If you've been collecting Cinema of Fear up until now, then most likely you probably already got this guy. If you just started collecting Cinema of Fear, I suggest you should get him. And if you're just finding out about these pieces through our reviews, through my reviews, I highly recommend Series 1 Freddy and Series 4 Freddy. Series 2 and 3. 2 has some nice accessories, and if you could get past the stylized look, then I say go for it. But I have to warn you that there are better standard looking Fred Krueger figures out there. Series 3, very passable. If you just want variations of the character, then get it. And if you're a completist, then get it. But I can't stand behind it. But this guy right here is the real deal. Not the greatest looking Freddy figure, kind of on the plain side, but it does the job. Keep viewing as we're working up to final reviews for the 2010 remake, and until next time, you guys keep collecting, keep in contact, and you guys take care.